What's up guys, I'm Excavation and this is just a little edit I did yesterday of a few 5-lap races online I did. So without further ado, let's jump into it. I joined the lobby a bit late so I didn't get to qualify, so I'm starting from the back. Let's see what happens. So 5 lights are up and away we go here at Italy, getting a very good start, nipping to the inside you could say. Down into turn 1, absolute chaos as cars just flying everywhere. We have to slow down just to avoid it. We somehow get a time penalty, cars flying across us. We somehow get round turn 1 without any damage, I believe. Driving forwards here now, more carnage, having to weave, and there's a car, and we've picked up our first bit of damage, flying across our screen. And an absolute horror start. We're in P11 of P13, so 3 cars have dropped out in the space of 2 or 3 corners. Moving on, there's yellow flags ahead, turns to green, back to yellow. Coming through, we get a 2-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. That's 4 seconds in the first, just over the first sector. We do move up into P10, so how can we improve from here? We're a little way off, certainly the leaders. There's a little gap between the cars in front. First 5-lap race on, so I don't even know if our pace is going to be good. I hadn't raced before this is my first race of the day. So hopefully now, moving forwards, we can start to catch Jackie 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. He's 4.5 seconds ahead. And we do exactly that, catching on the back of Mike 138 and Jackie there. Driving forwards, we're going to nip to the inside here. We're going to go down the inside of one, but we're going to think better about going down the inside of the next one. Only a 5-lap race, but we still need to take our time because these drivers are relentless. They will cut you off, so you just got to take that into consideration. Now can we get a good little run on Jackie here? It's not like this track doesn't have enough slipstream, so we're going to go down the inside into the second chicane, a warning for exceeding track limits and touching the gravel, but all in all, we get up into P7 with the fastest lap. And not a bad start here. Through the second Lesmo now, onto the straight and putting our foot down now. Hopefully to pull away and pull away for good. Onto lap 4 now. Yellow flags behind us, yellow flags in front of us. It's all going off once again here on lap 4. Never get a boring race on Monza Online. Beautifully through the second chicane. Catching up now. I don't really know what's been going on. Hopefully we can get a few more positions here. Through the second Lesmo now. WTG James 90LH is the man ahead. We're going to whack up the ERS to high. We go purple through the middle sector, purple through the first 2 sectors of lap 4. Flicking through the Ascari chicane. And all the way down to the final turn of the track. We have the orange, the yellow car ahead now, DXVXD. And in P6 now, moving on to the final lap, setting the fastest lap on 132.838, and we've also got front wing damage, so all in all, pretty impressed with our pace so far. Braking late, there's a good battle, one car goes across the chicane, doesn't even bother. We have DXVXD in front, can we get past him coming into the second chicane here? Trying our absolute best. Low on ERS, low on fuel, late braking, we get right on the back of DXVXD. He touches the gravel, we go past 2 as another one spins. And we're up into P4 here, and P3 and P2 is just in front. We could nick a podium here on the final lap after being spun off the track and being in the gravel trap on lap 1. In a 5-lap race, we could take a podium here at Monza on the first race. So that would not be a bad start. And a poor Ascari chicane for my man in 3rd place. We're going to nip through on the Ascari chicane, take a bit more damage while we're at it. Doesn't bother me. We're going to drive all the way to the final corner, and that should hopefully see us to a P3. barring our 4-second penalty we have. So let's see what the 4-second penalty means for us here.
Okay, clear.
Are we still going to stay in P3 or are we going to drop down? And we drop down to P4, and is that it? P4 is the final position, so a little bit disappointing to lose out on P3 there. But especially the way we did it, for sure we did actually cut a corner. That's fine, that's a 2-second penalty, but certainly I don't know how we got there. I didn't even think we made contact on the pit straight at the start, so I don't really know how we picked up a 2-second penalty there. But at the end of the day, we had a fun race and we enjoyed ourselves, and I think the 2-second penalty would have seen us in 4th place anyway. So our second race is here in Austria. This is our qualifying lap, so we did manage to make qualifying on this one. Diving into turn 1 now, braking a little bit early, a little bit disappointed with that. You can see I didn't use all the track on the exit. So we probably lost a tenth or 2 there, maybe even 3 or 4 as we lose speed all the way up this hill. Braking late into turn 3, I think it is now, because they've got that random turn 2. DRS open, driving back down the hill now. One of my favourite corners, actually all of these corners are one of my favourite corners, but this is one of my favourite corners on the calendar. An off-camber right-hander, you have to wait for the car to fully rotate before you can get the power down. Driving now into what I call the middle sector, which is starting from now after you get off that corner. Flicking through the left hand, that's such a fun corner. This is also just as fun, flicking through, taking all the curb on the left, all the curb on the right, all the curb on the left again, and jumping into the final 2 corners. You've got to just be committed through there, take loads of curb everywhere you go around this track, lots of curb there, and lots of curb on the exit of the final corner, and we cross the line with a 106.3, and it was only good enough for 3rd place. And now, watching here, the lights stay on for ages, and DXVXD goes before, and I react on him, because I just see him go, I react, release a clutch, we take a warning as well for good measures, and we've got a drive-through penalty. So our first 2 races have not started well, being spun on the first lap at Monza, and picking up a drive-through penalty in a 5-lap race. That's a massive punishment. But, I mean, we did jump the guy in first, and now can we hunt down DXVXD here? Moving on to lap 2, and DXVXD did actually take a drive-through penalty on the first lap. We opt to not. I'm going to try and use up my ERS and then save ERS. And Stereo Killerman, who I believe was a man on pole, has just sent it into turn 3, gone completely deep. I saw that last minute, it caught me off guard, but fortunately we got away with it. Braking late here, I thought he was going to do it again, so I stayed extra cautious on the entrance in there, not to turn in case he was going to barrel roll into the side of us. Flicking through the middle sector now. We need to pull away, we need to pull a gap, and we need to start building if we want any chance of picking up a podium or even a race win here, because we do have a drive-through penalty. Fortunately, I think like the 4 of the top 5 have a drive-through penalty. Everyone but Stereo Killerman, everyone but MAGO 89 Jack, because he's the only one with the fastest lap, I believe. Could be incorrect. So we have to take the drive-through penalty here, so we're going to drop down to non-ERS, lean, so we get the most when we come out the pits. Now we can just barrel roll with our ERS, whereas I didn't want to take it on the first lap because we wouldn't have gained that much ERS from it. So at least this way we are gaining ERS, so we can keep pushing for the entirety of the 5 laps. So through here, and Stereo Killerman follows us into the drive-through penalty pit lane, so it was not him that started on P1. And coming out just behind DXVXD, so a little bit disappointed. I thought I'd be able to jump in with the pace that we had. Flicking through the right-hander, braking nicely, going through. We're going to get a nice slipstream. We could get 2 or 3 cars in this first sector here. We're going to duck to the inside, late braking, get beautifully on the apex, and we get spun by DXVXD at turn 1. Unbelievable. Completely just turned in on us. Nothing I could do about that. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and if I can work it out, I might even leave a poll, because we got completely battered into that. And I can tell you for a fact, DXVXD a nice lad, actually messaged me after the race, and we're absolutely darting around. He messaged me after the race saying, sorry, we get an illegal overtake on somebody there. I'm pretty sure that was a guy that was off track, so I don't really know how that's an illegal overtake, but we do not pick up a penalty for that. We do not let him by either. A man disconnected in front, so we're going to move up into P9 here. And that might be all we can muster for this race, getting taken out on the final lap of the race. Pretty disappointing. And yeah, I don't know what to say, because we were running a good race despite getting a drive-through penalty. And we might even pick up P8 here. Stereo Killerman gets ball, but he sticks it on the apex, and we have to last minute get out of the way, go wide off the track. Are we going to hold ninth? We are. Wow, my oh my. Stereo Killerman leaving it on the apex after a poor exit through the final corner, and we have to take evasive actions. And the final race for this episode is going to be at Monza. So this time we actually get to qualify at Monza. So let's see what we can do at this amazing track in Italy. And diving into turn 1 now, braking as late as we can. We actually braked a bit later than I would have liked to through there, so maybe lost a tenth or two. Getting back on the power nicely though, nonetheless. Coming through this Curva Grande, I believe. Correct me if I am wrong. My Italian is not very good, and neither is my memory of track names. So coming through the second chicane, nicely through there, into the first Lesmo. Flicking through the right-hander, take up all the curb on the left. We probably could have taken a bit more. Through the second Lesmo, it is crucial that you commit through the second Lesmo. We do just that. Driving down the other DRS straight and ploughing towards the Ascari chicane here. Once again, this is all about committing through the Ascari chicane. You need to commit. We do just that. We go beautifully through the Ascari chicane, which sets us up nicely down this back straight. And into the final corner we go now, braking late, but you've got to stay under control through this corner. You don't want to brake too late or you will start to drift out wide. Probably could have committed slightly more, but we're talking a half a second, or not even that, a tenth quicker on the power. And we set a beautiful 121.0 for pole position. What can we do from pole here? We get an absolutely shocking getaway. Imagine Wagons is going to get past us here on the drive down into turn 1. We're going to brake reasonably, and we get punted into the back of him. We pick up damage. We're going to hold to not get a penalty. I believe Jackie 123321 was the guy that sent us off. I'm not sure. Now we're back down to P6. We're darting around. There's cars flying all over the place. DXVXD is the man ahead. We're going to dive down into turn 1 here. Maybe a bit ambitious. We get punted again. And I don't know who that was. It might be hard to tell, but that man did actually punt us. You can tell the rear end just started to go as we got hit up the rear. Back down to P9. And every single race we have now been spun out. Nonetheless, it was a bit of an ambitious move, and I probably would have been spun nonetheless. Poor driving from myself. But I think if I'd broken any earlier, I would have been punted as well. My man, Majo, is going to go wide into turn 1. Pauses when he does that. Maybe even quits. I don't know. And we're up into P6 now. On lap 2. On Mike here. We're going to hit the outside here. And we'll get the move done before the corner. But just to be sure, we're going to brake nice and late. Come across him. Nicely through there. Imagine Wagons puts the 124.1 through. And what can we do here on lap 2? With a bit of front wing damage. We're going to put a 123.0 through, so that is a lot quicker than Imagine Wagons. DXV, the man that we had an incident with in Austria, and a slight incident with here, but not really his fault. And Art Sonic, who I believe is the guy that took us out, but I don't know 100%. We're going to see what we can do here. We're both going to get DRS on the man on lap 4 here. DXVXD, I don't think knew who was there, came very aggressively across onto us. We have to go very aggressive. We're going to brake fairly early. We're going to let DXVXD have the corner. We're going to make a slight bit of contact. I think he just understeered slightly through mid-corner and came into our path a bit. We're going to get a better exit out of first gear there. We're going to go up ahead. We're going to stick it on the inside, let him use the outside line. We're going to start to drift across, brake nice and late and get nicely ahead. And the Dark Knight sets a 1:22.1, which is actually a very competitive time. And Imagine Wagons is going to take the victory. We are going to take a very hard-fought P2, and that's going to end a very, very hard-fought video. No easy race in there. We started from last and got spun out in the first race. We started second, got a drive-through penalty and spun out in the second race. And we got spun out and punted in the third race. And as you can see here, I made a little mistake with my options in that race. It happens sometimes on my steering wheel. Don't really know why. All that happened really was that my look behind was different to my other buttons. So it wasn't really important. And yeah, an exciting 3 races. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you want to see more content like this, more Formula 1 content, I'm looking to get a career mode started very soon. That could be coming in the next few days if it is wanted. Or we might be doing some more online races. Or I'll find an interesting style of video to give to you. Will be Formula 1 content. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, all the good stuff. And thank you guys for watching. And goodbye for now.